I was first introduced to Sonic with two games, Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic Colors. I loved Sonic Colors, but I was pretty bad at the game and only got like halfway through. But it was still pretty fun to me anyways. The game looked great and it was really fast paced. And Secret Rings, the less said about it the better. Back then, I didn't even know Sonic 1 existed until I got my 3DS. You know, I just realized I was introduced to classic Mario and Sonic on the 3DS. But this video isn't about Sonic 1, it's about Sonic CD. From what I remember when I got an iPad for Christmas, I was incredibly excited. Being able to play fucking Sonic Dash on this big ass screen was mind-blowing. I head to the App Store to look for more games. And what's this? I see Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and this strange game I've never even heard of before, Sonic CD. You may be wondering, since Sonic 2 was released in 1992, a year after the first game, and Sonic CD was released in 1993, why am I not talking about Sonic 2 first?
Fuck you.
But actually, I want Sonic 2 to be like a really big video, because I have a lot to say about it. Also, because of Sonic Origins, it's confirmed that Sonic CD is a prequel to Sonic 2. Also, I'm just lazy. I want these videos to have a bit more of a structure now, so I'm just going to talk about the story. Well, the story introduction. Little Planet. A planet that appears at the last month of every year, right under Never Lake, and Sonic is just heading to see it. Dr. Eggman recently chained the planet to a couple of mountains, as he turned it into a gigantic fortress. There was someone else who also came to see Little Planet. It was a little girl called Amy Rose. But she didn't come here to see the giant fucking planet in the sky. She came here because she got a card reading from one of her tarot cards, saying that she would meet her knight in shining armor. And I wonder who it is. I wonder who it is. I'm going to talk about this more in other Sonic videos, but there were a lot of differences between the American and Japanese story manuals in the classic games. Like, for some reason, in the American manuals of Sonic CD, Amy's called Princess Sally. The Western team probably did this because Sally was an established character in the Sonic Sat AM cartoon, and maybe they wanted to tie it into the games for some reason. Or maybe it was just a localization error. As we're going to see throughout this series, localization errors are going to be a very, very big problem. At the end of the day, it's just your standard platformer. Go through the 7 zones of Little Planet and stop Eggman. But I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh, wait a minute! After its release on the Sega CD, it wasn't really that available to most people until it got re-released on the PC and the Gems Collection. For this video, I played the original Sonic CD on the Gems Collection. Emulated. And I'm gonna say this right here, I don't like Sonic CD. Well, I don't like the original Sonic CD. To me, it's on par with Sonic 1 when it comes to its quality. So, in my opinion, just don't play this version. There are many other versions that I'm going to talk about later that are better, like Origins, the 2012 remaster, or the decompilation. For most of this review, I am just going to be talking about the 2012 remaster on Steam. Also, real quick, because Sega fucking sucks, you can't buy it on Steam anymore. It's fucking stupid. There's also Sonic CD Restored, which again I will talk about later in the video as well. Starting off the game, we get a cool new opening. Something looks off here. Why is the video all zoomed in? And the top and bottom are cropped as well. I took the video files from Sonic CD Restored to show you how it's supposed to look like. And you can really see the differences when you put them together side by side. I can only assume they did this because they wanted the entire game to be in full screen, but it just makes all the cutscenes blurry and zoomed in, with a lot of the picture being cut out. Besides that, this is a really fucking cool opening.
Fly, you can reach the other side of the chance, 'cause there is no circumstance that you can't handle when you use your mind. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, keeps you running faster. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, save the planet from disaster. To the light, it's a supersonic flight, gotta keep it going. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, keeps you running faster. Sonic boom, sonic boom, save the planet from disaster. Sonic boom, sonic boom, spin through the world in motion. Sonic boom, sonic boom.
The opening, ending, and credit animations were made by the Japanese studio Toei Animation, and man, I gotta give them so much credit. These cutscenes are some of the best things to have ever been made for this franchise. They're pretty simple, but they're also incredibly stylish. It's a perfect example of what classic Sonic is. I want to talk about these animations a little bit more, but we still have an entire game to cover, so I'll save this for later. The game has 7 zones: Palmtree Panic, Collision Chaos, Tidal Tempest, Quartz Quadrant, Wacky Workbench, Stardust Speedway, and Metallic Madness Zone. Saving the level design for later. By God, these stages look great. Palmtree Panic is your standard Green Hill Zone. The green palm trees, the yellowish brown checkered floorboard patterns, the blue skies, it's pretty standard for the start of a game, but it still looks really nice. Not much to say. It's simple, clean, and colorful. Everything a Sonic level should be. Thumbs up. And hey, Amy even waits for you at the end of the level to hug Sonic. Collision Chaos. Okay, where to start? Just like Spring Yard Zone in the last game, this feels like a beta Casino Night Zone, with all of the goddamn bumpers everywhere. I think this level really stands out in your mind with its bright pink color palette and all the neon signs everywhere. Tidal Tempest has a really cool background, with volcanoes exploding in the distance. I kinda love the piss color filter the level uses. It really makes it stand out compared to the other water levels in Sonic games, and just other games in general. While Quartz Quadrant is a pretty forgettable level in my eyes, I think this cave aesthetic is pretty cool. Well, I mean, besides that, there isn't really much to say about this level aesthetically or gameplay wise, which I'll get into later in the video. I'll talk about you later. I have a lot to say about this level. Stardust Speedway is easily the best looking level in the game. When it comes to how the level is designed, it's kind of a clusterfuck. But god damn, I love how it looks. It will never be not funny when I look at the platforms and loops in this level, and they're just big golden metallic trumpets. The background is just perfect. The big purple buildings are a great contrast to the yellow platforms. I just can't tell you how much I love this level, aesthetically. I don't really care for Metallic Madness. It's just a very boring level to look at and play. A very forgettable looking finale for a Sonic game. Well, it's better than Scrap Brain from the last game. Overall, this game just looks phenomenal. Although most of my footage comes from the 2012 remaster, just looking from some old footage, some YouTube videos, and playing the original version myself, it really shows how powerful the Sega CD was. Presentation-wise, every level in Sonic CD topped Sonic 1 in my opinion. But we're far from done from how these levels play, of course. We need to talk about that as well, obviously. And we'll get into that, well, right now. In the original Sonic CD, he feels just about how he is in Sonic 1, meaning he still kind of plays like shit. But hey, we still got the spin there. Okay, let's just move back to the Steam version. Obviously, we keep the momentum gimmick from the last game, with a new addition to the moveset. When I was a little lad, a stupid, dumb little boy, I thought the sewer payload was bad. I thought it sucked. I thought it was horrible. I thought it was dog shit. I mean, what was the point of using this? Sure, it made you go faster, but you'll just boost yourself into enemies and get hurt or even die. Why not just use the spin dash? It's easier to control and you won't get hurt because you're in a ball. The super peel out sucks. This was my mindset at the time, but through the years, after playing this game over and over and over and over again, I have learned something about this move. Something very simple. So simple that you would have to be a fucking dumbass to not figure out. As you can see, I was one of those dumbasses. After you release, immediately hold down and curl or jump into a ball. Sure, this doesn't protect you from spikes, but by that point, it's your fault you got hurt. This move gives a real risk-reward system when platforming. The super peel out is one of the best movement tools in the entire franchise. Instead of holding down and mashing the jump button, you do the opposite. You hold up while mashing the jump button. And once you release, you gain a massive boost of speed. If you're not using it the right place or time, you'll easily hurt yourself or even die. Spin dash is a safer option. It's much easier to dodge enemies and obviously not get hurt, but it's slower. The super peel out is much better at keeping your speed and momentum, at the cost of being much harder to control. I love this move so much, and I think it's a shame that more 2D Sonic games do not have the super peel out. It is an incredible move that I love so much. But it doesn't matter how good a moveset is. If the level design is shit, then it's not going to be fun to play. Going back into Palmtree Panic, I think the level makes a very good impression on the player on how the other levels are designed in the game. I love Green Hill, it's a great level, but it's pretty horrible about teaching the player about how the entire game is going to be. That being said, Palmtree Panic is still a really fun, simple level. Collision Chaos. Oh boy. I know I just said Palmtree Panic is very good about teaching the player about how the entire game is going to be, and that's mostly true. I don't hate Collision Chaos, but fuck, it's really annoying. Small spoilers for the Sonic 2 and 3 reviews, but I sorta hate Casino Night Zone and Carnival Night Zone. Whenever I see bumpers in a Sonic game, it almost completely ruins every fucking level they're in. Stuff like this just kills the pacing of levels when I'm just bouncing around everywhere. It sucks so much because these fucking bumpers are usually put in the most colorful and vibrant levels. Collision Chaos is an okay level, barely passable in my eyes. Honestly, the best part about this level is in the beginning, where Amy gets kidnapped by Tidal. Tempest is actually a really fun level. Water levels in Sonic games, and just most games in general, tend to be pretty shit. Tidal Tempest manages to defy these stereotypes by actually being fun. I know, crazy, right? Fucking unheard of. It's not perfect, it is still a water level, and that means there are a lot of slow sections. But unlike Labyrinth Zone, instead of a 20-80 ratio of land to water, it's more of a 50-50 split. Oh my god, going fast in a Sonic game? Holy shit, I've never seen that before! And now, moving on to Quartz Quadrant, I don't really hate the stage. I mean, it does have a pretty fun gimmick, being that there are a bunch of conveyor belts everywhere, with some of them having switches to turn them back and forth. Although I think the stage is pretty decent, it's kind of forgettable compared to all of the other levels. As soon as I beat the boss, I immediately get fucking neuralized by the time the next level starts.
Sorry.
I know I said it a while ago, but Starter Speedway is the best looking level in the entire game. But when it comes to how it plays, it's kind of a clusterfuck. God damn, I love how this level looks. I love the art design of Starter Speedway, but this level sucks. It fucking sucks. It's just so ass! It's far from what I call a horrible level. Hell, it's not even the worst level in the entire game. As I said before, the stage looks great. It looks amazing. But it's kind of hard to tell what's a platform and what's just part of the background. There's just a bunch of springs and boost pads randomly placed around the level. And you just know how much I love getting my controls taken away from me. You know how much I love getting fucking bounced around, completely killing the pace of the level.
This game is fair as
Metallic Madness sucks dick. Okay, I'm over exaggerating. It's an okay level. But for the final few acts in the entire game, I kinda neglected to talk about a big gimmick of the game. Yeah, I forgot to talk about time travel. But I will get into it. But first, we need to talk about it. Wacky Workbench. Wacky fucking Workbench. Never in my life have I seen a level as atrocious as this one. Okay, before I get a goddamn migraine, I want to talk about the positives. Yeah, the positives. For one, it looks nice. Okay, that's about it. Okay, where do we start? You can't navigate the bottom of the floor because it just bounces you up, bashing your head into the ceiling and enemies. We have these electric currents, which on their own aren't too bad, but combined with the bouncing floor, makes it fucking agonizing. There's these things, I didn't even look them up, I don't even know what they are, but they freeze you in place. Even the small platforms are fucked up. Some of them lock you in a spinning motion, making it harder to make precise jumps. Okay, I'm done bitching now. Wacky Workbench is one of the worst levels in a 2D Sonic game, one of the worst levels in a Sonic game in general, and overall, just one of the worst levels in a video game that I've ever played. I hope that the person that designed this level gets into their bed, finds one of the absolute best sleeping positions in existence, but they have to get up to pee. And when they go back into bed, they can never find that position, having to sleep uncomfortably the entire night, knowing that if they didn't forget to pee before going to bed, they wouldn't be so uncomfortable. Okay, I think I'll move on now. I'll just leave this level alone. For now. The bosses suck. Moving on. So, look, I had this whole section on bosses and stuff, but to be honest, who cares? They all suck. They're all pretty terrible, honestly. Except for that treadmill one. I like that one. It's pretty funny. I like that one. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting about the game. Something very important to the core gameplay and story of Sonic CD. Oh, right! The big gimmick of the game. In every level, there are multiple signs that say past and future, which allow you to travel, well, to the past and future. Once you go past one of these signs, you'll have the speed to travel to the future or the past. It's hard to keep your speed in some situations, because if you lose your momentum when running or just hitting a wall, you'll lose your chance of time travel and you'll have to find a new sign. On the bright side, most levels have these small little sections which I like to call time machines. Most of the time it usually consists of two springs next to each other, but time machines don't just have to be springs. It just has to be a section or the gimmick of a level that can help you build up speed fast. When you go into the past, you'll find these robot generators that can help you get the good ending. Or you could just go for something else. Just like in Sonic 1, if you hold on to 50 rings by the end of the level, you can enter a special ring, entering one of 7 special zones. Okay, I've been very conflicted on this. When I was younger, I loved these special stages. They weren't great, but hey, they were better than Sonic 1's. But as I got older, I started to absolutely hate these. Whenever I came back to play Sonic CD, I dreaded having to do one of these when I wanted to get the good ending of the game. But now, when coming back to play these for this video, I don't know, they're okay, I guess. They have a 3D perspective. You need to destroy all the UFOs in each stage to gain a time stone. The biggest problem is the perspective of each stage. Because of this, there are times where you just overshoot or undershoot your jump because of how off it feels. Luckily, all the UFOs have a set pattern they take, so eventually you can catch them all. Overall, they're better than Sonic 1, but that's not a high bar to clear. If you don't want to spend your time on stupid glowing gems, you could just look for all the robot generators. I believe it's the best way to play Sonic CD. There are 2 significant ways to go through the game. Basic bitch platforming, which is still pretty fun, or you can explore the levels. If you destroy every robot generator in every level, you get the good ending. I kinda think that's why you can go from the end of a level all the way back to the beginning. I think searching for generators is really fun, for most of the levels. Most of the generators are placed in pretty fun, simple, and unique placements in the level, but some of them God damn it, I gotta talk about Wacky Workbench again. I promise you, this is my last complaint. I'm sorry. I really hate this level. For some reason, it takes longer to time travel in the PC version than it did in the original CD version. Combining that with the bouncy floor and almost no way to get enough speed to time travel, it makes Act 1's generator excruciating to get. Oh, and it gets worse. Of course, there's a hidden one in the level where you can barely stand without getting hit or bounced. Okay, stay with me on this one. Once you time travel, you gotta make your way all the way to the top of the level. Okay, so you see this big crusher here, right? Now, if you've played a video game, or you're not a fucking dumbass, you think it would kill you, right? Right? I can't with this fucking dog shit level! Okay. Besides that, I think hunting for generators is really fun, and it makes me appreciate how colorful these levels look. Oh, I missed one. It's fine. I got the good feature in Act 2. So, I'm good, right? Although there's a lot of problems with the level design, because a lot of levels are just big, messy clusterfucks, I still heavily enjoyed my multiple playthroughs way more than Sonic 1. I think the time travel gimmick is really unique and cool, but it feels very underutilized. Time traveling to the future is sort of useless when it comes to getting the good ending, and when it comes to gameplay, it's really underwhelming. Well, in gameplay. You'll see what I mean later. The physics and momentum of Sonic are tweaked just right to make him control much better than he did in the last game. If only the level design was better. If only. If only. If only. If only. If only.